I'm Jennifer Kendall, founder of Acuity Path. I support women entrepreneurs in understanding and transforming their relationship with money, while also mastering the systems and processes to manage it with confidence. I combine deep mindset work with practical money tools so that you can move out of fear, step into clarity, and build a future that feels supportive and sustainable. Whether you're watching from your desk or taking a quiet pause in your busy day, I'm really glad that you're here. In today's video, we're going to explore why money decisions aren't as logical as we think, and more specifically, what's really driving our money choices beneath the surface. My hope is that this conversation helps you see money choices with more compassion and feel more grounded and trusting of yourself as you move forward. Let's begin. Honestly, if money decisions were purely logical, we'd all make the same ones. We'd have similar budgets, similar savings habits, similar outcomes. But that's not what I see, and I'm guessing that's not what you experience either. I've watched incredibly capable, thoughtful women make money choices that confuse them, choices that they knew didn't quite line up and yet felt almost impossible to change. Not because they were careless, not because they didn't know better, but because money decisions aren't just made in our minds, they're made in our bodies, in our nervous systems, and in the places shaped by our past experiences, pressures, responsibilities, and the need to feel safe. And once you understand all of that, so much about money and the decisions that we make starts to soften. Most of the time, when money decisions feel heavy, tangled, or emotional, it's not about the numbers at all. It's about emotional safety, feeling safe enough to rest, safe enough to choose differently, safe enough to trust yourself. And there are a few emotions that tend to show up again and again in this space. They show up not as problems, but think of them more like signals. Fear is one of the most common. Fear of not having enough, fear of getting it wrong, fear of losing what you have worked so hard to build. It often sounds like, what if this is the wrong move? Or, I can't afford to mess this up. But interestingly, fear isn't actually about money. It's fear about safety. If you've ever lived through financial stress, instability, emotional uncertainty, fear has learned its job very well. And its job is to keep you alive, safe. And sometimes that will mean pushing you towards a decision that feels safe, even when they don't support where you really want to go. Another emotion is control. Control often shows up when life has felt unpredictable. And definitely the world today feels very unpredictable. And for us, it can look like tracking every dollar, planning far ahead, or feeling unsettled when something unexpected pops up. I know this one very well. Control sounds like, if I stay on top of this, nothing will fall apart. And that makes sense to those that are reacting with this emotion. Money can feel like the one place that you can stay ahead, even when everything else feels uncertain. Relief is another emotion that can be driving us. Relief-based money decisions tend to show up when you're tired, overwhelmed, or stretched thin. How many women entrepreneurs aren't all that? So you say yes because deciding feels like too much. You spend because you just need the pressure to stop. You delay because opening that bill feels heavier than you can manage today. Relief works in the moment, but relief isn't the same as safety. Relief is emotional first aid. Awareness is what actually heals. And then there's the emotion of responsibility. This one hides behind being good with money. Responsibility can sound like, I should do this. People are counting on me. This is a smart choice. But responsibility can become heavy when it's driven by guilt or obligation. And when your sense of worth gets tangled up in always being the one who holds everything together. That's exhausting. And it's not a failure to notice that. Now, here's the important part. None of these emotions are wrong, and you may be experiencing more than one of them at once. I know I do. Fear, control, relief, responsibility. These aren't flaws, they're messengers. They're pointing you towards what matters most: safety, ease, trust, freedom. The challenge isn't that emotions are involved, it's that we don't slow down enough to listen to them. We don't know to listen to them. But when you do bring awareness into your money decisions, especially about the emotions that will be driving them, something really powerful starts to happen. You stop reacting and you start choosing. Instead of, I need this now, it becomes, I understand why I want this, what need it's trying to meet for me. Then you can pause that moment of curiosity. That's where freedom lives. Not freedom from emotion. We don't want that, but freedom with emotion. And over time, this builds something deeper than confidence. It builds self trust, the kind of trust that doesn't disappear when life throws you curveballs, the kind that isn't dependent on a perfect bank balance or a flawless plan. That's emotional safety. So if your money choices haven't always made sense on paper, I want you to know this. They probably made perfect emotional sense at the time. And that doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. It means you're human. And as you move forward, you don't need to force different decisions. You just need more awareness, more compassion, and more trust in yourself. Because when you choose from clarity instead of fear, you're not just managing money, you're building a life that actually feels like yours. And that's always worth moving towards, one grounded, self trusting step at a time.